Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 26. Let's kick this off. So first of all, there are 3 questions from Matt and Alison Welch. 1. If your girlfriend was still playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, which deck do you see her playing? To be honest, since you play Dark Magician, we could see her playing Magician Girls. Yeah, it's funny you should mention that, because that was a deck idea that I suggested for her, which I'll talk about in a moment. I reckon she still probably would have played the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon deck thing, which was made out of bits from the Dragons Collide structure deck, or maybe moved on to Light Swarms, because like I said, what we said before, Judgment Dragon was one of her favourite cards, as well as Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Going back to Magician Girls, it was a deck idea that I suggested. I mean, I showed her them, and she liked the look of them. She likes cute cards and dragons. That seems to be her thing. So it's one of 5 deck ideas that I do have for her. Magician Girls is one of them. The other one is Light Swarms, again because she likes Judgment Dragon. Melfies, because I gave her a Melfi Rabbi as one of 4 Christmas presents I gave her when we had our romantic Christmas trip. And for those who are wondering what the other 3 are, they were Vanilla, Blade Rabbit, yeah, she likes rabbit cards, and a beautiful necklace that I gave her. She loved it so much that she nearly cried with tears of joy. She absolutely loved that. Anyway, back on topic though, Melfies are another deck idea. I think she'll love those. Karibos is another deck idea. She thinks the Karibo monsters are cute. So the only thing is though, I've never played a pure Karibo deck. Like, as I said in an earlier episode, like the only experience I've had playing a Karibo deck was my Sky Scourge Karibo deck. And the only Karibo monsters I played in there were the original Karibo and Winged Karibo. It shouldn't be too difficult though. I'll have to try and seek help with that one. I'll do what I can. I'm even helping her collect those for the time being. And the 5th idea is just something that can play Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Of course, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is Red Eyes. My only fear, though, if she plays Red Eyes, is wondering whether or not she'll play my most hated card in the entire game, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. It's probably unlikely, but you just never know. And yeah, everyone knows by now how much I absolutely despise Dragoon. I swear I keep going on a tangent about that card in every Q&A episode. But for now, I guess I've kind of made a start on Magician Girls for her. Yeah, obviously she'll need a hand, because she said she doesn't know the first thing about deck building, but it's like, it's alright, I can help you with that. Like, I even said that she could even just copy my own Magician Girl deck card for card, and then later on down the line she can obviously make her own personal changes if she chooses. 2. As you said in several videos over the years on this channel, Team Sorcerers, and your original channel before it was gone, that you really hate Monarchs. What was the first duel you had against them, and what deck did you use? Well, if we're talking like pure Monarchs, I first faced them sometime in 2006. I did encounter Zaborg and Mobius in other decks, like beforehand, like standard cookie cutters playing generic stuff, maybe even in Steino TK? Question mark? I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just thinking of Last Will combos. I know Zaborg was played in Chaos decks and even Goat Control. I assume Mobius did as well. I know Mobius was played in Water Control, which was annoying. For Stelos was played a bit, but didn't see that as much as the other two, whereas I don't think Grandmark saw much play at all. But yeah, to answer the question, I first faced Monarchs like sometime in the spring of 2006, and I used Dark Magician and just didn't do very well against them as far as I know. Like, I just hate them so much. Like, Zaborg and Mobius were annoying back in the day. They just countered too many of my cards. I mean, Zaborg would pop my flip effect monsters before I could have a chance to use them, which is partially why I played Desert Sunlight, so that I could chain it in response to flip my flip effect monsters up, so that I could resolve any flip effects that would go off. Mobius was annoying because it kept popping my Mirror Forces, Magic Cylinders, or Sakuratsu armors before I had a chance to use them. And yeah, I've just hated them ever since. I mean, although Monarchs aren't my most hated deck, it is my longest running hated deck in the entire game. And of course, Riser and Caius made the deck even more annoying. Like they were even worse than Zaborg and Mobius. They're just degenerate as fuck. Like Riser just spinning a card to the top of my deck and stopping me from drawing a new card. Like, it might as well have been like being under time seal. Like, I hate cards that stop me from being able to draw a new card, basically. Which is why I also hate Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. It's so annoying. Like, I was so happy when Riser got limited back in 2008, and was just fuming when it went to 2 and then back to 3. Gaius, though, although Riser is technically more annoying, Gaius is just I'd say he's equally as annoying and has been an arch nemesis of mine, like ever since 2008. Like, because it's a cheap shop banish card. In fact, it even became the new Ring of Destruction the game. That is, if Ring of Destruction still had its old text. I'm sure everyone knows the combo. Like, if I'm on 1,000 life points or less, the opponent will tribute summon Caius and have Caius banish itself just to take that last cheap shot at my life points. Like, it's hard for me to have respect for anyone who uses such a cheap, dirty tactic. And even cheaper when it's used on Dark Magician. Yeah, I've never liked Caius, and I never will. And I wasn't happy when they got more support in like sets in 2013 and 14, and got their own structure deck. Though to be fair, like Ida and what's its name, Urubus, the two level 8s from the structure deck. I don't think they were as annoying as Ryza and Caius, but even so, they're just infuriating. The domain is also annoying. I don't like being locked out of my extra deck. I hate it. Monarchs are a deck that should just die in a fire. Like, it's just basically an archetype that can just cheaply get rid of something I have just like that, with no cost and no effort and no drawback. Yes, you could argue that a drawback is they have to be tribute summoned, but it's not difficult to get tribute fodder. Yeah, it's a cheap scumbag deck that competitive players would bring into like some sort of fun non-meta tournament or something like that, and say, this is my fun deck, even though there is nothing fun about Monarchs at all. Alright, yes, the deck bricks, but not always. I mean, sure, if it does brick, it's easy to beat, but if they don't brick, then it's just a struggle to beat them, especially if Domain's out on the field. Monarchs need to burn in hell. 3. If you ever come to America with your girlfriend, would Disneyland in Florida be on the agenda for the both of you? Matt and myself have been down there several times together over the years and loved every second. We both highly recommend it. It's not really something we've thought about, but yeah, it does sound like a great idea for the future. I'd be curious to check it out. I mean, I've been to Disneyland Paris twice, but never Disneyland Florida, because obviously, like I've said before, I've never ever been to America. Maybe we will, but I'm not too sure. Because like I said in an earlier video, if we do go to America together, we plan to go to Texas to see this friend of hers. Although I heard that there are rattlesnakes there, which has me kind of rattled a bit, because I hate snakes. We shall see. Next question is from a new viewer. I apologise if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Mantimek or Mantimek? One of the two. Yeah, again, sorry if I've got your name wrong. And this person left a nice comment. Just want to start off by saying that I've been watching your channel on and off for a little over 10 years. With that being said, I have also been on and off with Yu-Gi-Oh as well, but anytime I come back to the game I always make sure to go to your channel. I respect your dedication to the game and I admire the fact that you actually play and collect for fun. You are probably my favourite YouTuber due to your consistent and genuine content that is always fun to watch. Thank you very much, that's really nice of you. That really made my day. Anyway, here is my question. How do you organise your collection? Is there a specific method you use to keep everything organised and easy to find? Do you mind showing us? Well, I've done a few collection videos already, like over the years, like both on this channel and the Team Sorcerer's channel. I guess I do organise them in a certain way, like with my top 10 favourite ones. I obviously arrange them from number 1 to number 10. That's easy enough. In regards to the character collections, I guess I start with monsters with the highest attack to the lowest, if we count normal summonable monsters, and then put any nommies and semi-nommies afterwards, then spells, traps and extra deck monsters. Same with my hero collection, which are under different subsections, Elemental, Destiny, Evil, Masked, Vision and Neospatians. I don't know, there's kind of a random-ish order with my Dark Magician card collection. It might be easier if I show you once I get the support from Battle of Chaos. But recently I've put the latest cards last, like, if that makes any sense. Again, I'll have to show you. Yeah, that's generally how I organise it. My band card collection, I just simply do in alphabetical order. Ghost Rare collection, I just do in order of release, and the number ones, well, or number collection I should say, I just simply go in numerical order. Simple as that. It's just an easy way to find things. And the last question is from Gunner, or questions I should say. 1. What do you think about the Buster Blader deck itself? I think it's really cool. I love it. Maybe a bit, I guess somewhat complex in some ways, but not that much. I had games with it online recently where I was just trying to get the hang of it again because it's been so long, and there was a good field I did have, where I had Buster Dragon and Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman on the field, stopping certain monsters, but then I messed up by fusing away the Buster Dragon. So I guess it can be tricky to use at times, but it is a lot of fun, although it is very annoying on Edo Pro, because whenever I have the traps, their own specific traps, they keep prompting me every 5 seconds to activate their effects in the graveyard. It's so infuriating. Like, seriously, every 5 seconds or so. It's like, do you wish to activate this effect? Do you wish to activate this effect? And I'm like, no, stop interrupting me. Oh, that hurt my throat. What I don't like, though, to be honest, is how other players run Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, Borrowed Savage Dragon, and even Dragoon in there, because that engine can be added. Because, yeah, like I said, I fucking hate monsters that negate everything. You can legitimately make Abyss by using a Buster Whelp. The level 1 tuner that searches and tune it with Buster Dragon to make it, and because it does play links, including the Destruction Sword Link. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. Borrowed Savage is viable, but I hate that. Again, those 3 monsters, Borrowed Savage, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and Dragoon, just shouldn't exist and should not be allowed in the game. They're just unfair and degenerate as fuck. I feel like they just defeat the whole point of the deck. It's like you're not even using Buster Blade or its upgraded forms to win. You're just using degenerate bullshit, cheap, easy auto win buttons. Whereas I myself don't play those 3 cards and prefer to stay true to the theme of the deck and use like Buster Blade and his upgraded forms to win. It's just more fun that way. I like Buster Blade. Buster Blade of the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. It's just such a deadly, devastating card. When used correctly, of course. I don't know if I'll ever rebuild this in real life, to be honest. But I'll still have it online at least. And the last question is, my favourite Yu-Gi-Oh character of all time is Joey Wheeler. I like him a lot. He worked hard to come from a loser to a real duelist. I found really missed a duel from him in DSOD. What? Sorry, I don't understand that bit. I think I know what you mean though. I'm not sure. Anyway, I always believed Joey was the in-person of a real-life player. Starting week, learn the game and collect cards until we fight against the real pros of the game. So I think, yeah, I get what you mean there. Do you believe Kyber respects Joey in the end, or will he always be a 3rd-rate duelist with a 4th-rate deck? See you next time. It's really hard to say with Kyber. I mean, after Joey's duel with Marek, Kyber seems to have some respect for Joey for withstanding Ra, and then he just goes back to outright disrespecting him afterwards, like when they had the duel for 3rd place. And thinking about it, it's like, really? So I feel like Kyber kind of does In one aspect, he even acknowledges that Joey does make decent moves, but at the same time just has pretty much no respect for him at all. I just wish we could have seen a duel where Joey, like, finally does defeat Kyber and put him in his place. Joey is one of my favourite characters from the original series as well. I mean, he's among my top 10 favourite Yu-Gi-Oh characters overall, whereas Kyber actually does get an honourable mention. He didn't quite make the top 10. I mean, although he's not in the top 10, I still like him for playing Blue Eyes. And that is it for questions in this episode. Thanks a lot for your guys' questions. And if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Tuesday afternoon or evening UK time, so be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.